Hi, hello guys. This is Iron Man right here, and I'm bringing you guys a cast between the red Protoss below C, spawning at the 11 o'clock position, and our blue Terran, lshironman, so that's me. Alright guys, so I'm going to speed up this cast just in the beginning. It's a bit of a long game, not too long, but a bit of a long game, and nothing really happens in the beginning. I'm going to do everything pretty standard for both of us. So, got a lot of messages saying that Protoss is still not easy to play against as a Terran, and I could agree with that. I mean, sometimes it does feel like they have way too much. Maybe not in the early game, but definitely in the mid to late game, they start really powering up. So he's scouting me. Let's go down faster. Nothing really happened in the beginning of this game anyways. So my answer to everybody, I've really been trying to work out my own maybe strategies against Protoss. I think the hardest strategies right now is when Protoss decide to go High Templar. Early High Templar with storms, you know, are really hard to counter with a mass bio. Just because, you know, storms are so hard to deal with. I mean, even if you micro against them, you know, as best as you can. I mean, I've seen really good players like Marine King just get destroyed by storms, and he's pretty much got the best Terran micro in the world, arguably. So I'll kind of show you guys a way that I'm trying to combat this. And so far, I've been doing pretty good against Protoss lately. And what I've been starting to do is I've started to mix in siege tanks. A lot of the really high level GSL players are starting to mix in siege tanks to Terran players, and it seems to really be working out for them. So I'll show you guys a bit of that in this game. But this game, I believe this map's called Entombed Valley. This map is really good for drops. I mean, you could drop from the left, you could drop here, and this is his third. You could drop the natural. Pretty much everywhere is good for dropping on this map. So I suggest for all those Terran players that are having a hard time against Protoss to really start dropping a lot more. He's got an idling probe here. It's not even doing anything. I didn't even notice that. So he has 24 probes to my 20 workers, but I have mules, so it's okay. I went for a fast expand, and he's actually going to open with 3 nexus. Well, 2 nexus expand, so that's kind of risky on his part. But I'm not sure if I scouted him fast enough. No, I still haven't scouted him. I think I scouted him last, so he got pretty lucky. If I would have scouted this early, I would have probably just massed units and went. You can see I already have 3 barracks. So we're both going to go here. He's going up to 4 gateways, so that's not bad. He's got both of his gases saturated, and his nexus is about to finish. Still don't really know what he's going for, but we know he's going to go macro because he obviously went for a 3rd nexus. And a lot of Protoss on this map love going 3 nexuses. I don't know why, they just really like it. I think with force fields, they feel like you can't come up this ramp. You know, with like 2 or 3 sentries, they could block off this ramp completely. And he already has one of his sentries, so I'm finally going to get into scouting him. I'm thinking maybe he's going to come do a pressure build, because I hadn't scouted him, so I didn't know what he was actually doing. Now I know he's going for an early expand, and all he has is this sentry. So I'm like, oh, okay. Because another really popular build is just to go 1 warp gate, and then go into 2 nexuses or 3 nexuses. But he didn't do that. He actually went 4 gateways. So I pulled all my Marines, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to punish him a little bit for early expanding. And he is actually being very greedy, but he was kind of ready for it. He had, there you go, these 2 stalkers. So I'm going to try to get in. He finally does his force field. I take one of his sentries, his stalker. I think I take this sentry out too. That stalker's going down. He did pretty good warp there. Pulled his probes. That's not bad. I mean, as far as a good trade, I think that's a good trade. With about 9 Marines, I think I took out 3 stalkers and 2 sentries. That's not bad. It's always good to get rid of those sentries. So in the meanwhile, I have 38 workers, he has 37, and he's on 3 base. So really he only has 1 base saturated, which is this base, and he's oversaturated by 2. So this base not saturated, neither is this one. So when you see your opponent expand like this, even if, like, I don't think I've seen the 3rd base yet. No, I haven't even scouted his 3rd base. But if you're a Terran and you're having a hard time against Protoss, if you see your Protoss opponent early expand, this is when you want to drop him. This is when you're like, okay, let me get a starport. As you can see, I'm going up to 5 barracks. I'm starting to get, okay, my armory, because I need to get tanks and I want to upgrade my tanks. And I'm getting +1. And also, really important, when you wall yourself in, because I don't know, he could have been doing a push. Always add a missile turret, because let me tell you, man, I don't know how many times I've died to DTs, or it's just good against observers too. I mean, you'll see this observer comes in, and as soon as my as soon as he tries to scout me, I'm gonna be able to pick him off just because I have a missile turret there. Just stopping him from knowing any bit of information is good. He scouted me. He wants to know if I have a 3rd. So right now he's probably really happy. He knows that I don't have a 3rd. He knows his 3rd is up, and he's a Protoss. So he's like, oh, this is great. I have an easy peasy win. So he's gonna keep his observer there for a bit. You can see I already started making tanks. It's only about 10 minutes in the game. So the beginning of the game, you just want to stay alive. You build your bunkers. You get, you know, your add-ons on. You get your stim. You get your combat shield. And here comes his observer. So he's parked in front of my base. He's got 4 sentries, 5 zealots, and a stalker. So his army is super, super low compared to mine. I have 21 marines and 2 tanks. And I'm about to make excuse me, 2 medevacs. So right now, if I just let him be maybe for like 3 more minutes, he would probably just mass an army and crush me. See that? I finally killed his little observer because he stepped a little bit too close and my missile turret gave me the view. So now, this is all he knows. He hasn't even scouted. He sees a tech lab for all he knows. He doesn't know. He hasn't even seen anything. So I'm really good right now. He doesn't know I have a starport. He doesn't know what my upgrades are like. He doesn't know I'm getting +1 for my tanks. So I get my medevacs and I stock them with marines. As long as you have tanks in the high grounds and you have bunkers, you should never be afraid of a rush from Protoss. Unless it's like some super crazy, I don't know, maybe like 4 Colossus all in. Like, I don't know, some really crazy Colossus. And like, he would have to have like the most perfect force fields. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the main, and at the same time I'm going to take the rest of my army, which is a pretty sizable army, and try to either get his expansion or his 3rd. I usually like to go straight for the 3rd because they are pretty greedy. So here you go. I dropped the main and I'm rallying across. So Protoss are really badly. You see he has 1 Colossus there. They always like to pull their whole army. Oh, he's getting Storm. He's trying to get High Templar tech, so I take that out. That's so good. If you could take out the High Templar tech, that's like the best you can do. So this is getting crushed. But I am over here. Oh. I'm already attacking his 3rd, and I'm going to take away his upgrades, because I do not want him to have better upgrades than me. I already have 1-1, and I don't even think he has 1-1 yet. Nope, he doesn't even have +1 attack yet. So one of his Colossus go down, take out the 3rd. That was like my whole goal. His army is really not that great. If you take this Colossus out of it, this army's like pretty damn weak, and it would probably die to my bio ball right now. But the Colossus really help. So I pull out. There's no reason for me to fight there. He still doesn't have 1-1. I have 1-1 already going. I'm going to drop the main, see what I could do. He has 1 Colossus here, see if I can pick that off. I don't think I'm able to get it. I don't think I targeted down. I think I was macroing behind this. Oh god. That's okay. I mean, he's not mining here. He's not mining here. All he has is there. So if you look at our income, wow, I'm beating him by about 700 minerals. So it's pretty ridiculous. So finally I get my 3rd, and I'm going to start +2 for my tanks. I already have, my marines are at, if I could get one, 2 attack, 1 defense. I'm getting 2 defense, and I'm going to start 3 attacks soon. So I'm really ahead on upgrades, and that's probably the most important part. If you let the Protoss get ahead on upgrades, good luck being able to crush their army, like head on. It's not going to happen. Their army is so good. Let's go back to units. So So now I'm just massing units, still making tanks. You gotta make tanks. But now that I know he has Colossus, I scouted his Colossus. I know I killed his Templar Archive, so I know Templars are not coming. There's no reason for me to make a Ghost Academy yet, because I know he's not gonna have any Templars. He saw this drop. I don't even think he was paying attention to this observer. So I started Vikings as soon as possible. Start Vikings. Start trying to saturate the third. He doesn't even have his third yet, so his mining is really, really low. I have 3 tanks. He only has 3 Colossus. His power army right now is that he has 3 Colossus. The rest of his army is so bad. I mean, it's just that Colossus are so good and they're so mobile. So, boom. I did another little drop. He's going to have to pull his entire army to come try to get this drop. As you can see, I have 63 workers to his 57, 56, so I'm just taking workers out. The whole point is I'm just trying to bother him as much as possible. I'm just trying to annoy him as much as possible. Trying to like make him not macro as good as he can. This is like a big deal. Start trying to target down workers. So he's at 56 workers. I'm at 65. We're both on 3 base. So the difference is that I'm going to be bringing in more money. He's barely got his 1-1 going. I'm still at 2-1, but that's okay because I'm about to have 2-2 and then I'm going to have 3-2. I'm getting +2 attack from my tanks. So right now, I know I'm very, very ahead, and you have to do a push. And usually against Protoss, you can't really push up the ramp because of the Colossus that are going to be taking you out. But when you mix siege tanks, all of a sudden it becomes like a TVT. Like, if you have more siege tanks than he has Colossus, because the siege tanks have more range, as long as you like get a scan up there, and if you have some Vikings to like shoot the Colossus, oh my god, you do so much damage. If he has High Templar, you could like make your tanks just shoot with a High Templar, and all of a sudden you kill all of his High Templar. The reason I don't like really using Ghosts is when I use Ghosts, I feel like they're just not very good against High Templar. Like, you know, they could put the High Templar in the back of the army, and like all of a sudden I have to get Cloak with my High Templar. I mean, with my Ghosts. So here's the attacks coming in, and then I don't know. I don't think the EMP does enough. Like, I'm sorry, but like, oh, it's just so bad. I just think Storm is so much better. Like, Storm takes away all your life. So here you go. The tanks are going. His High Templars are up there. I for some reason landed my Vikings. I was miss micro, but my upgrades are so good that it doesn't even matter. Basically, this battle was won because I have tanks. What are you gonna do? Nothing. You're gonna die. I'm sorry. Wow. And now he's just talking smack. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this game, and I hope you start using tanks versus Protoss and realize how good they really are. This game is pretty much over. He's just raging this whole time. So thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed the cast.